Friends, in this video for I Thought Wealth, I'm going to talk to you on the topic scarcity investing. Over the last 2-3 years, we have seen a lot of investing going into companies whose stocks are scarce. People are looking at only companies where the floating stock is very low, where nobody sells, and where they would be able to hold stocks without seeing erosion in value. So, even if the stock is expensive or very, very expensive, investors think that what will people do if they sell? Nobody is thinking that why should you own stocks that are very expensive? Instead, we are thinking about what we will do with the money. And the holders of these companies also actually carry that same mindset. They are also thinking that if I sell this stock, what will I do with the proceeds? So let me just hold on, let it lie there. So what if it is expensive? This is not new for investors like us. In every market cycle, I have seen investors stubbornly hold on to their stocks even when the stocks have gone into a completely different valuation orbit. When valuations diverge very significantly from their long-term median, then investors have to take a good judgment about this. It is not sufficient to just sit around doing nothing. But in every cycle, a lot of long-term investors have made that conscious decision. What would happen? For a few years, these stocks may see a correction or at best a time correction. Most often, first there will be a correction and then there would be a time correction. And then gradually the company would again start doing better and it would grow back to a better level, or the valuations again start growing. But when you take a company's valuation to P's like 80, 100 and where the business is growing at barely double digit and the profit is growing at 14-15%, then you are running the risk of a very long period of wait for this company to regain whatever valuation it loses. So, scarcity should not be a reason for somebody not to sell, because think about it the other way. Whenever the stock cracks, the guys who are given supply are going to get an exit, while those who believe in the company are going to bear the pain. Now, that is not something which any investor wants on himself. He doesn't want to allow opportunistic sellers to sell and get out while he is holding the can. But this can happen in the best of blue chips. In the 2000 crash, it happened in the best of companies. You've seen companies like Wipro and Infosys, which are extremely well governed in terms of the comparison with any other Indian group, seeing a significant cut in value and then a long time correction and then a very gradual increase in the valuation. So, not selling very expensive companies merely because there is a scarcity of stocks is just trying to be the last smart guy, right? But what you need to be is the first smart guy. So that is something which an investor must think for himself and make up his mind as to who he wants to be, whether he wants to be the last smart guy or the first smart guy. I was reminded of a experience in my childhood where a set of people would be given a bottle of Coke to drink. So there were 6-7 kids given a bottle of Coke. Generally in those days, getting a bottle of Coke itself was a luxury. So the kids like us who are very keen on enjoying the Coke would just drink the Coke and enjoy it at a pace which we are comfortable with. But suddenly we saw that a few kids were sitting with that bottle of Coke, not at all drinking it and seeing whether the others have finished drinking. So they want to be the last ones to drink the Coke. But just think of it, if you are going to wait like that with the bottle of Coke for 20 minutes, then the Coke would get cold. Your experience of drinking the Coke will also be not so great. Whereas the guy who drinks the Coke in 5-10 minutes actually has a good experience of consuming the drink. But that didn't matter to them. All they wanted was they didn't want to finish drinking the Coke. before others. The same psychology I see in the stock market in very expensive companies. You can replace Coke with very, very costly stocks. And people don't want to be the first ones to sell. They want to be the last ones to sell. And the experience of owning those stocks in times when the markets change is going to be like my young friends who held on to the Coke bottle without drinking it, and the Coke became warm. The problem is your investments can become cold. So that is what you need to avoid at this point in time. Do stay the journey with us. Keep watching our videos on this channel. It's a community channel created just for you. Thank you very much.